Poco has finally entered the Nepalese market with two budget segment smartphones, Poco C3 and Poco M2. Poco M2, which is claimed to be a rebranded version of Redmi 9, is the only phone with a 6GB RAM and 120GB storage variant currently available in Nepal under 20k. So let us quickly get started with today's long-term full review of the Poco M2 after more than a month of its uses. You get the phone, SIM ejector, charging adapter, USB A to C cable, and a user guide in the box. Flat screen, rounded corners, dual textured plastic back and framing that blend in with each other is what summarizes the exterior of the display on first glance. In fact, there is nothing flashy and design is appreciable thanks to the sleek rear camera module and the Poco branding on the bottom. Due to the bigger battery, it weighs slightly heavy at 198 grams, but the thickness isn't that much. The camera bump is almost non-existent as well, and the phone provides a good grip on the hand. One-handed use is subjective here. I used this phone without a case during my month-long uses, and I can already see some scratches on the back. So I recommend you to use a case even though this phone's back isn't a huge fingerprint magnet. There is also P2I coating on this phone that will help with some minor splashes of water. 6.53-inch Full HD Plus IPS LCD display with a dewdrop notch on top and thin bezels except for the chin has good color reproduction and decent brightness level for normal media consumption. Due to the traditional 60Hz refresh rate, you won't be able to go beyond 60 FPS in gaming, but it is to be expected at this pricing. 1080p resolution at this price is also a great thing to see when you look at the HD Plus display of the Realme 7i that we recently reviewed. The phone also has Gorilla Glass leaf protection on the screen that will help you with some minor faults. This is where the Poco M2 is a beast for its price. In PUBG Mobile, I was impressed to see that it was able to run the game in the same settings that Realme 7 had. So we can easily say that MediaTek Helio G80, a gaming-focused chipset, is indeed capable of all kinds of multitasking and heavy gaming at high graphics. The 6GB RAM and 128GB eMMC 5.1 storage complements this processor. Many people have asked us this, so to be quick, UFS 2.1 storage standard is 4 times faster than eMMC 5.1 storage standard, whereas eMMC is much cheaper and thus used in budget phones like this. The phone runs on Poco Launcher, which is just a MIUI 11 skin based on Android 10. I didn't find any bloatware apps or ads during my uses, resulting in a very pleasant user experience. There are a number of pre-installed apps which can't be removed, but they are not useless and have their own proper functions. There are two elongated camera modules on the back. 3 sensors are present on one module, whereas the smaller module consists of the remaining one sensor and LED flash. The rear camera setup comprises of 13MP f2.2 main with PDAF, 8MP f2.2 ultra-wide, 5MP f2.4 macro, and 2MP f2.4 depth sensor, whereas there's an 8MP f2.0 selfie shooter in the front notch. Before we start judging, here's a quick tour of the default camera app. Daylight pictures from the main and ultra wide is quite good for its price. Dynamic range isn't that good and there are lesser details on the ultra wide as compared to the main. Color reproduction is also good if you don't turn on AI or Pro Color mode, which produces unnatural oversaturated colors. HDR is kind of a software gimmick and doesn't make that much of a difference in picture quality. Some noise can be seen in the darker areas even in daylight. Macro shots are only good if the lighting is enough and you have proper distance from the subject, as it has fixed focus, so it is mostly hard to nail the shot. Selfies also come out great in ample lighting with natural skin color and enough details. Portraits from both the rear and front have natural colors with good number of details, but skin softening can be seen without beauty mode. The main problem of blown out background or sky persists in both the rear and selfie sensor. There is Gcam support on this phone via Camera 2 API. I didn't try it myself, but I have heard that it drastically improves the dynamic range in the background. Sadly, night mode isn't available on the default camera app of this phone, and normally taken nighttime pictures have a lot of noise and softening of details. You'll need to make use of the long exposure available in Pro mode to capture much better nighttime pictures. Don't panic and keep practicing with it to nail the shot. The Pro mode knowledge will come in handy for you while using professional cameras as well. Video capability from all three sensors, that is main, ultra-wide and selfie, is up to 1080p at 30 fps. The quality from the main and selfie sensor is obviously better as compared to the ultra-wide. There is no stabilization on any sensor and the video will be shaky even if you slowly walk and shoot a video. A gimbal or tripod is highly recommended here. Overall, for this price, the camera versatility and quality are quite commendable. I doubt you'll find any other smartphone in this price range that produce better pictures than this. Latest dual-band Wi-Fi 6, Bluetooth 5.0, GPS, dual 4G SIM support, micro SD card slot up to 256GB, and IR blaster are some of the features of this phone. There are also all necessary sensors normally required on a phone, along with gyro sensor for your gaming uses. For security, there is a circular physical fingerprint scanner in the back, which is very fast. Since it lies in the camera module, you can sometimes confuse it with a camera sensor, but you'll soon get used to it. Face unlock works quick as well. Here's an audio sample from the single downward firing speaker of this phone, which has good amount of loudness and sound quality. The big 5000 mAh battery has great battery backup for more than a day of normal uses. In our mixed uses with a little bit of everything, it lasted around 8 hours and 45 minutes. Sadly, the 10-watt charger provided in the box takes nearly 4 hours to fully replenish the battery. The phone actually supports up to 18-watt fast charging, and when I used that, it was able to go from 0 to 100 in around 2 hours and 30 minutes. I faced no heating issues during long hours of gaming or during charging. The phone only gets a little warm, so it isn't something to be worried about. This device, which is identical to Redmi 9, has no other competitor in the Nepalese market right now. At this price, it is a steal, whether it be for multitasking, normal gaming, or normal camera uses. This is it for our full review of the Poco M2. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.